All right, lying hamstring curl. I have a machine here in my gym that's very similar to the one that you'll find in your gym. So I can demonstrate it pretty much move for move. This is a exercise that's really good for the hamstrings, especially the, so you can see me here, the lower part of the hamstrings, because it's the knee joint where the contraction is happening, where the curling motion is happening. So it really pulls on the lower part of the hamstring more than anything. It engages the whole hamstring because the hamstring has an origin up here and an insertion down here across the knee joint. But the stress is really on the lower hamstring versus, let's say, a good morning, which is more the upper hamstring and the glutes. So anyways, it's a great exercise, especially if you're a bodybuilder, for isolating the hamstrings. Now what I want you to focus on when you're doing this exercise is staying as flat on the bench as you possibly can. I'm going to show you what I mean. The tendency is, when it starts to get hard, to come up kind of like this. So what I'm doing here is I'm actually using hip flexion rather than a hamstring curl to complete the movement, okay? And I don't want to use hip flexion to bring the weights up. I want to focus on the hamstrings. Point your toes. That disengages one of the two calf muscles, the gastrocnemius, which crosses the knee joint. So your calf won't be assisting in this motion. As I start to fatigue, you're going to see me straighten my foot so that I can engage the gastrocnemius and still complete the sets. But I want to do as many as I can with my toes pointed, okay? My knees are on the other side of this pivot point. I don't want them on the pivot point. That's too much pressure on the kneecap, okay? Put my head down, breathe in, and up. Curl it up to my butt. And then down, nice and slow. And repeat. Breathe in. Up. In. Out. Resist the tendency for the butt to rise. Remember, you don't want to use hip flexion. You want to use a hamstring curl. That's what we're doing here, okay? Okay. So remember, point the toes for as long as you can. And if you can't get a significant number of reps done with the toes pointed, take some of the weight off, okay? Because it means you're recruiting too much gastrocnemius from the calf. You want to really focus on the hamstrings, okay? So there it is. Great for bodybuilders, a lying hamstring curl.